thank their families and friends for their support. We thank our faculty and staff too. There are hundreds of graduates with us right now. It's not a one-person show.
When we walk through the hallways, we honor the path this university has taken and the path it has ahead. Commencement, it's about students coming from all over the world with their limitless potential to make a difference, forcing us to pay attention to them.
That's right, hundreds of students. Well, we're here to talk about them. Students from majors such as forensic science, music industry, psychology, accounting, and mechanical engineering, to name only a few.
What does the future have in store for these students? It's impossible to predict, but we do know that they are ready and prepared to make a difference.
If not now, when? If not you, then who? Welcome to Commencement Class of 2022!
When do I go? Like, I know it's after some guy named Mike.
The sound system. Can you hear me? Jen and Donna, this sound system's not working and there's no sound on the stage.
Okay, let's get ready to go. Honor of convening the 99th commencement of the University of New Haven. It is my pleasure as Vice Chairman of the Board of Governors to welcome you to this joyous occasion. Today we celebrate the achievement of our graduates and recognize their years of hard work, self-sacrifice, and in particular, their incredible resilience and resolve. We also applaud their proud families and friends for their support and encouragement. Please stand as Jacqueline Midland, a communications major and member of the class of 2025, leads us in singing the Star-Spangled Banner, and please remain standing as Martin O'Connor, alumnus, campus minister, and member of the faculty, delivers the invocation. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
what we trust they have loved. After 4 years of study, or maybe 5, our graduates come together in this unfamiliar place. They sit quietly for a bit, then they're invited to walk across the stage to receive their diplomas, and then they take leave of us to take on the adventures and the challenges that await them. Today, each of our graduates and each of us asks the question that another extraordinary poet, Mary Oliver, has given us. She asks, "Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" And it is in that spirit that we offer this prayer. Good and gracious one, the source of all that is true, the giver of purpose and meaning to our world and each of our lives, bless this day and every day. Open our eyes to the mystery of your presence among us. Help us to grow in our love and service of you and one another. Bless those who graduate today. May they flourish in their lives and find satisfaction and joy in all that they do. Help them and each of us to always remember that we are all a part of something much larger than any one of us. Bless all of our students, our faculty, our staff, and all who support our university. And gathered here this day, we offer our prayers for the people of Ukraine, where thousands have died and millions have been uprooted and their lives forever changed. Be with them in this time of trial. And keep each of us always faithful to your summons to follow your truth wherever it may lead, because in the end, this will bring us back to you. And we make our prayer today and every day to a loving God. Amen.
Welcome, and please be seated. I want to thank Jacqueline for that stirring rendition of the national anthem, and I want to once again thank Marty O'Connor, not just for his powerful words that he shared with you today, but for all he does for the university and its students. Good morning, parents, faculty, staff, friends, alumni, members of the Board of Governors, and most importantly, members of the class of 2022. I am proud and privileged to celebrate the culmination of your educational journey at the University of New Haven. We gather today to wish our graduates well as they embark on new beginnings and new journeys. All of you have successfully navigated the rigors of higher education and have hopefully emerged stronger and wiser. I want you to leave here today filled with pride for all that you've achieved to earn your degree and excited for all that the future holds for you. Without question, there is much work for you to do. Ultimately, though, each of you have the tools, the intellect, and the drive to make a difference. I challenge you to be innovators and to have an impact beyond what any of us can envision here today. Fight injustice. Be socially conscious. Be advocates for equity. Be bold. Seek new opportunities. Step out of your comfort zone. Above all, I urge you to approach all of your future endeavors with an unwavering commitment to being kind and a compassionate individual. Pursuing a degree among the far-reaching impact of a global pandemic created new challenges for all of you. Through it, you persevered masterfully. Beyond the knowledge you acquired and the experiences you gained, you developed a mindset, a resilience, and a sense of resolve that will prepare you to take on the challenges that await you. Class of 2022, what gives me great hope is that, like the many graduates who have come before you, you are equipped with the skills to address the issues that we as a universe, frankly, as a global entity, are confronted with, and the complex problems that we as a society will face in the future. Our graduates should take great pride in all they have already accomplished. Let me highlight just a few of your stories. Saron Hagos graduates today with her master's degree in civil engineering. Please hold your recognition till I've spoken about each of the students we're featuring or highlighting. Her family joins her today from their home country in Eritrea in Eastern Africa. President of the university's African Graduate Student Association, she also served as a research assistant in our civil engineering department. She has accepted a position as a structural engineer with SGH, and she plans to work in the firm's Boston location. She also plans to pursue her doctorate degree. Alice Yee, a medical laboratory science major, was only a sophomore when she became the inaugural recipient of the university's Bucknell Family Undergraduate Research and Experiential Learning Award for her cutting-edge research on a rare form of cancer. She later was chosen to participate in Yale's exclusive program to advance training in health sciences and to conduct research with the Veterans Affairs Committee of Connecticut Healthcare System. Alice will begin her career as a medical laboratory scientist in the clinical hematology lab at Yale New Haven Hospital. In the future, she plans to pursue a PhD in immunology or cell biology. Brittany Darnard graduates with her master's degree in biomedical engineering. As a graduate research assistant, she collaborated with Dr. Shu Wang. Brittany also interned at APCAM, where she worked with the research and innovation team conducting experiments for a new technology for a rapid protein degradation process. Brittany previously earned a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the university, and she has accepted a position as an associate researcher in the protein chemistry group at Alexion. Meg Savan Warren accepts her bachelor's degree in English today. A peer tutor with the university's Writing Center, she serves as a vice president of the Sigma Tau Delta International English Honor Society. She spent her first semester as a charger studying abroad, and then she became a global ambassador at the university. She has been accepted into several postgraduate study programs in the United Kingdom, and she plans to continue her education in the publishing industry. These are but a few of the many achievements we celebrate today. Would all of the graduating students please rise and be recognized? All of you. Now, students, please turn to your parents, family members, and friends, and let all of us thank them for their support. Let me ask also all of the faculty and staff in attendance to please stand and be recognized. I would also like to recognize the Vice Chair of the University's Board of Governors, who you've already heard from, Michael Ambrose. Also joining me on the stage, along with our faculty members, are members of the university's leadership team, including our vice presidents and deans, as well as Shayan Zenger, our incoming interim president. Please be seated. Finally, there we go. Finally, I want to acknowledge all of the members of the Commencement Committee and the COVID Task Force for their incredible efforts in planning today's event. Thanks to all of you. I now have the distinct honor of introducing our keynote speaker, Paul Lemo, the president of Sikorsky, a Lockheed Martin company. Mr. Lemo oversees the largest business line within Lockheed Martin's Rotary and Mission Systems business area. In this capacity, he is responsible for leading the strategic growth and program execution of Sikorsky's government and commercial rotorcraft platforms. Sikorsky, which is one of the state's largest employers, has a long-standing relationship with the University of New Haven, and currently approximately 10% of the company's professional workforce, including Mike Ambrose, are graduates of the university. It gives me great pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker, Paul Lemo.
Okay, we're going to try this here. Sounds like you can hear me, but I had a backup just in case, which I'm sure you're all disappointed about. I know I stand in the way of your graduate certificate, but hopefully you'll give me a few minutes to share with you some important things. Dr. Kaplan, thank you for that kind introduction. Members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty, parents, staff, friends, and graduates, thank you for such a warm welcome. It truly is an honor to be with you here today to celebrate this momentous occasion. And graduates, on behalf of the 13,000 employees across Sikorsky around the globe, congratulations. This long-awaited moment is something you will never forget. Even though you may forget my speech, you won't forget this moment. The last 2 years of your college experience probably also count as unforgettable. You pursued this degree through a once-in-a-century pandemic. Making it here today demanded tremendous patience, flexibility, sacrifice from you, your families, the faculty and staff, but you made it. Again, congratulations. It required you to develop a virtue of perseverance, and this is something that's going to benefit you throughout your career. You'll learn as you progress through your career that perseverance is probably the most important attribute you need. You know, speaking here today may be a more daunting task than leading Sikorsky. There's a lot of pressure to offer the perfect advice for a successful career and a perfect life. Well, if you're ever invited to deliver a commencement address, here's my perfect advice. Before you sit down to write that address, don't Google the most memorable commencement speeches. If you do, you're probably going to find that Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, had the most memorable commencement speech at Stanford University. But you know, after looking at that, I consoled myself by thinking, you know, I don't really remember a word of my commencement speech either, but I turned out okay. So again, hopefully you'll listen. I've got a few things that I want to share with you, but if you don't, I think you'll be okay anyway. You know, I am grateful for this opportunity, but I spent a lot of time recently thinking about what advice I would give, mainly because my own son just graduated a week ago. So 1 week ago, I was sitting in the stands congratulating him on his degree, and I thought about what advice would I offer him as he ventures out into his career. Today I'd like to share 3 brief lessons. I promise I'll keep them brief. The first one is whatever you do, make sure you love it. That's my piece of advice. It's a twist on a quote that's often attributed to Abraham Lincoln, although I don't actually think he said this. But it's whatever you are, be a good one. Maybe you've seen this words on a mug or a painted sign at Home Goods. Lincoln didn't actually say it, but I think he'd be on board with the idea. Now notice, I'm not saying follow your passion. That's not a bad idea, but it's a little incomplete. It assumes your passion is going to remain constant. But what if I told you that it's likely you'll have between 10 and 14 jobs by the time you're 40? Or that only 27% of you will end up working in the field that you majored in? And I'll give you a little experience of my own to share with you, and that's proven true for me. I've had many jobs in my career. I'm an engineer by degree, but that's not what I do today. You know, it's possible that what you feel passionate about today will still motivate you decades from now. But it's more likely that your passion is going to evolve over time. So instead of feeling the pressure to find that one thing you're meant to do, take inventory of all the things that you like to do and pour your energy into those. Maybe you'll discover the next life-saving vaccine or engineer our next generation all-electric helicopter. Maybe you'll provide technical support to a nonprofit dear to your heart. Maybe you'll work with hospice patients or repair antiques or teach literature. It may surprise you to hear this, but it doesn't actually matter what you do. What matters is that you love doing it. Because I would assert that if you love what you do, then you'll never feel like you worked a day in your life, and you'll undoubtedly be successful. That's the way I've felt about my career. I've enjoyed getting up and going to work every day. It's been a challenge, but that's what I look for. Just make sure you define success on your own terms, though, because our hyper-competitive, hyper-connected culture likes to tell us what professions add value to society. Too many people define success by how much money you make or how many people will remember your name. That's a distorted and unhealthy way to approach life. Your primary goal should be not to prove yourself as the greatest employee in the history of the organization in just your first 3 months. Your goal should be to show up every day, ready to pitch in, ready to learn. Be diligent, be enthusiastic, be reliable. Earn the label of good worker first, and I promise you the rest will follow. We want good workers. We know you're all smart and you're going to contribute. Show us that you're a good worker. You add value not by the work you choose to do, but how you choose to do the work. Choose wisely, choose joyfully. Your guiding principle should be to do what you love. But there's a caveat. What you love may change. Don't be afraid of change. Be open to it. Be open to creating change. You can only do what you love if you take charge of your life. Sometimes doors will just seem to fly open, but that's not a given. So that's lesson number 2. Take initiative. The more calculated risks that you're willing to take, the more you can shape your success. When I was a little younger than you, I began an internship at Lockheed Martin. I thought I had my whole future mapped out as an electrical engineer. I was fascinated by the technical aspect of engineering, and I loved to figure out how things work. But a decade into my career, I became just as interested in the strategic side of the business. Why is this important? Why what we do is it important? Unexpectedly, I felt a pull to explore the business side of my job. Many of my colleagues thought I was crazy. They said, "You're rising quickly in the organization, you have a bright future. It would have been safer to stay put." But I had a feeling that I would thrive if I branched out and did something new. So I looked for opportunities to work on strategy and sales. I asked the manager on the business development side of the business to take a chance on me. And eventually, I went to business school to further prepare for this new phase of my career. Did I veer off my projected path? Yep, I did. And it was the best mistake that I ever made in my career. I came to appreciate my engineering work even more as I forged ahead, because I could see in the context of the bigger picture, the 30,000-foot view of our business. Years later, when I had the chance to make another move in the corporation and leave business development to run one of our business units, I took another leap into a new area. and that led me to the opportunity to lead Sikorsky today. So it's those challenges that I took that led to my career path. I've been fortunate that every stage of my career, I can say I look forward to getting up every day because I love what I do. Life isn't about a pre-written script from beginning to end with no mistakes. It's about being attentive to the path you're on as it winds along without predetermining where you finish. Now, I'm not saying you should change things up for the sake of change. As the famous baseball player Yogi Berra once said, when you get to a fork in the road, take it. I think that advice maybe leaves a little bit to be desired. Yet I do encourage you to revel in each fork in the road. It's a chance to shape your own future. And remember, most decisions are reversible. You can almost always backtrack if something backfires. Failure is difficult, but regret is worse. Yes, it would be a lot easier to take risks if we were guaranteed a successful outcome. Life decisions are a lot more complex than just following your heart. Risk is inherently scary. Let me give you an example of something that I recently faced leading the Sikorsky business. We're in the middle of a very significant competition for the future of our business with the U.S. military. We have built a prototype of a new aircraft that we're offering to the U.S. Army, and it's part of that competition. 6 weeks ago, we had an opportunity to fly that prototype aircraft 700 miles to Nashville, Tennessee to participate in a very large trade show where all of our customers and decision makers would be. Now, this is a prototype aircraft. We designed it to do flight testing and to stay very close to our test center, which is down in West Palm Beach, Florida. So the decision to fly that aircraft 700 miles was a major decision, and one that was not fraught without potential difficulty. We had to go through our safety committees to make sure that it was safe to fly it. We had to go through the corporation's risk committee to make sure that everyone agreed. Because you see, the challenge was, if something went wrong and we had to land that aircraft unexpectedly, maybe even a mall parking lot, we could be on the 6 o'clock news instead of on the highlight reel from the trade show. So while the engineering team convinced me it was going to be safe to fly the aircraft, I had to weigh the reputational risk of our corporation against the benefit of flying this aircraft and demonstrating it for our customer. Well, we chose to fly it, and fortunately, thanks to our great engineers, the aircraft flew and performed flawlessly, and we made a big splash with all of our customers. Hopefully that'll result in a big win for Sikorsky. But, you know, it's a calculated risk, and these are the kinds of things that you're going to take throughout your career. But you have to weigh them, and you have to understand what the benefits are. So every time you take initiative, you're going to weigh those risks and benefits. You'll have to prove yourself in a new discipline. You'll have to recalibrate your work-life balance. I promise you, it's worth it. Live your life so that when you look back, you can say that you loved what you did, and that when you came to that bend in the road, you kept exploring. And that brings me to my final point of 3. Never stop learning. You know, we call this day Commencement Day for a reason. Yes, it's the end of one stage in your life, but it's really the beginning of the next adventure. Life is full of events that are worthy of celebration, but aren't end goals. A stylish wedding is a discrete occasion, but a strong marriage is the work of a lifetime. So don't look at getting into graduate school or getting a job or getting promoted as your ultimate objective. Here's the secret. If you approach every situation as an opportunity to learn and grow, then those fork-in-the-road decisions will become much more intuitive. I told you earlier how I came to appreciate my engineering career in a completely different way once I branched out into the business development world. I already understood how our products worked. Now I was learning why they were important. I was learning to connect the right products with the right customers. Be curious. Go out of your way. Talk to people you might not encounter in the course of your daily work. Chat with colleagues in different departments. Take up a new activity. You'll learn more than just a skill. You'll become a better person, a better friend, and even better at your job. And here's why. Learning and experience builds empathy. Going to the batting cages or reading a book or golfing can be restorative, but playing and discussing in a group requires us to practice listening, reflecting, and communicating. It forces us to consider the needs, the strengths, and weaknesses of others. It asks us to make adjustments and accommodations on our end. Learning always widens our perspective, and sometimes it cracks open our hearts. For me, seeing our customers' sacrifices in the military and their successes up close has given me a much more empathetic view of what they need, not just on the front lines, but in their front yards and in their homes. You know, Sikorsky's mission is to bring people home everywhere, every time. That can just be an abstract motto if you're sitting in our corporate headquarters and not connecting with your customers' missions. We aren't sending you out today to build a good resume. We're sending you out to build a good life. You can't do that in isolation. You can only do that by making emotional investments in the world around you. And you'll be amazed how going out of your way to meet someone else's needs winds up meeting a need in your own soul. Now, I know you're anxious to get your diplomas today, but I've got one more message, and this one is for your families. As I said earlier, a week ago, I was sitting where you're now sitting, watching my son graduate from college. It's surreal, isn't it? One minute you're buckling them into the car seat, you blink your eyes, and then they're driving. When our kids are little, people are constantly reminding us to savor every moment, because before we know it, they'll be grown. It seems like just a few moments ago, you watched your children take their first wobbly steps. Yet a few moments from now, you'll see them walk across the stage and get their diploma. Their journey is not over. These young men and women are always going to need your support, especially when they swerve off the road. They are the living proof of the love you showed, the risks you took, and the lessons you learned along the way. You deserve to celebrate this milestone. It's your victory, too. This moment would not be possible without sleepless nights, endless carpools, and countless sacrifices. Graduates, please join me in thanking your parents. Parents, savor this moment. So graduates, to recap, 3 things. 1, find something you love and do it. 2, take charge of your life and take calculated risks. But remember, most decisions are reversible. And 3, never stop learning and let what you learn shape your decisions. And finally, cultivate gratitude. At the end of each day, try to look back and think of 3 things for which you're grateful and give thanks for them. I offer my own thanks for the chance to be here today. I'm grateful to the university for inviting me. I'm grateful to your families for working so hard to send you here and send you out into the world. And I'm grateful for each of you, not just for all you've done to get here, but all the good I know you're going to do on whatever path you follow. And I hope some of you, it's at Sikorsky. Congratulations to each of you, and good luck on your next adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for those incisive and insightful comments. You mentioned perhaps one of these students discovering a life-saving vaccine. Actually, it was a UNH graduate not long ago that worked on the Moderna vaccine, so it is in fact possible. Paul, we're most grateful for the incredibly strong relationship we've had with Sikorsky over so many years, and we thank you for helping us to continue to build upon that relationship. It is now my honor to present the candidates for honorary degrees in the order listed in the program. Mike?
I have the privilege of presenting Paul Lemo for an honorary degree. The citation reads as follows: Paul Lemo, gifted engineer, forward-thinking leader, visionary business executive. Since joining Lockheed Martin at 19 years old as an engineering intern, you have made a transformational impact throughout your 3 decades as part of what is now the largest defense contractor and company in the world. After working for a decade as an engineer, you transitioned to the business development side of the company, playing a critical role in the advancement of work such as pioneering initiatives as a littoral combat ship and Aegis combat systems. It is inspiring to hear you talk about the future of Sikorsky, one of the largest employers in Connecticut, as the company, which is rich in history and one of America's pioneering aerospace leader, approaches 100 years of operations. You said, "We always say we've got one foot in the past because we don't want to lose that heritage, and at least one foot in the future for all the technology development we have." This mindset has positioned Sikorsky to be at the forefront of innovation and transformation. As a university community, we are indebted to you and the leaders who came before you for the long sustaining relationship that has resulted in many graduates pursuing forward and rewarding careers with Sikorsky. Paul Lemo, in recognition of your remarkable career as an engineer and executive and your commitment to creating opportunities for the next generation of STEM professionals, the University of New Haven is proud to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa.
Paul Lemo, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa. Congratulations. It is now my distinct pleasure to recognize one of the longest tenured members of our faculty. Dr. Alice Fisher joined the university community 40 years ago. During her distinguished tenure, she created our computer science program, held many influential roles at the university, and made a far-reaching impact on the lives of our graduates. Recently, she and her husband, Michael, made a transformational philanthropic contribution to establish the Alice E. and Michael J. Fisher Teaching Chair in Computer Science Endowed Fund. In recognition of her passionate service and her transformational philanthropic commitment to support the university, we are proud to present Dr. Fisher with an honorary degree.
I have the privilege of presenting Alice Fisher for an honorary degree. The citation reads as follows: Alice Edna Waltz Fisher, passionate educator, groundbreaking technologist, generous benefactor. Since launching the University of New Haven's computer science program nearly 4 decades ago, you have educated countless students, preparing them to become leaders in the ever-evolving field of computer science. From developing myriad courses to writing books about the components of programming languages and the C programming language, which was translated for use in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the Republic of China, you have long been esteemed throughout the field Perhaps more impressive than your intellect and your accomplishments as an educator, scholar, and researcher is your devotion to investing in the success of students for generations to come. You and your husband, Michael, an equally accomplished professor of computer science, graciously made a transformational commitment to create the Alice E. and Michael J. Fisher Teaching Chair in Computer Science Endowed Fund, to recruit and retain a prestigious faculty member who will teach core computer science skills and champion computer science education at the university. This is the most worthwhile investment in the program you founded and the continued success of future generations of computer science students. Alice Edna Wallace Fisher, in recognition of your far-reaching impact as an educator and computer scientist, and your unwavering dedication to supporting and investing in the limitless potential of generations of students, the University of New Haven is proud to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa.
Alice Edna Waltz Fisher. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Well, I'm speechless, which all my students will appreciate. Would all my students, all of them, not just my majors, please stand up?
I would now like to introduce today's student speakers. First, Sophia Martinez, who is graduating today with a bachelor's degree in communications, will offer remarks on behalf of the undergraduate student body. Then Enoch Wang, who is graduating with a master's degree in cybersecurity and networks, will give remarks on behalf of the graduate student body.
Starting to feel a little bit more real. My name is Sophia Martinez, and I am honored and humbled to be giving this speech today. I did my research, and when I was doing my research, I found the best speeches had 4 pieces of criteria. 1, in order for the speech to be memorable, I should list every lesson off to you. 2, a valuable quote from Robert Frost. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything and not lose your temper or self-confidence. Yes, Robert Frost has spoken about more than just 2 paths and 1 less taken. 3, you have to thank everyone. And this comes for a good reason. To our faculty for teaching us and pushing us to be our best. To our friends and family for supporting our causes. To our staff for tirelessly supporting our holistic student experience. And a big thank you to ourselves. We showed up, even when we didn't want to. And 4, a special lesson to share. So with all of this in mind, my question to all of you, class of 2022, what comes next? I remember getting a phone call. It was the phone call asking me to go to the CELO office to find out if I had gotten the USHA president position 2 years ago. I remember how fast my heart was beating, how out of breath I was walking up those stairs, This is without a mask, mind you. They told me, "Congratulations. The students have elected you to be their next UHA president." For 3 seconds, I was overjoyed, and by the time the 4th second rolled around, I had sunken into the couch of the room. This is the moment I was working for since I stepped foot on this campus. At this point, I was asked if I accepted the position, and I thought to myself, what comes next? And in reality, I did not know, because as I began to ponder this, that Monday, we were sent home for a very long, extended spring break, the beginning of this pandemic. And that is the truth. Sometimes we just do not know. We are graduating into a world full of uncertainties. But there is one thing that is certain about this class: our strength and our resilience. There is no lie that the weight of the choices made by the generations before us are now on our shoulders, heavy. For many of us, it definitely is uncertain what our future may hold, and COVID-19 has shown that nothing is guaranteed. If you had told me 3 years ago we'd be wearing masks and sticking Q-tips up our noses, I would not have believed you. But since we know nothing is certain, how do we proceed? How do we lock in happiness? My answer to you is don't. I don't mean this in a pessimistic way, but if we chase happiness, we will never truly feel it, because once we have it, we will be so scared for it to go. So I challenge all of you to reframe this in your relationships, in your careers. How do we strive for a life worth living, a life for a content? And that answer is to live. Live in your life. Do not let it go to waste. I learned this lesson in a hard way. In 2014, when I was 14 years old, I had to report my stepfather to the police, forever changing the stability of my family. This was one of the hardest decisions I have ever made. We were and are a proud immigrant family. We were following the American dream. We were able to be the family living in a beautiful suburban neighborhood with 2 beautiful, I would say, daughters with great educations ahead of them. A livelihood unmarked with burden to the American eye. But it took up until having my life at risk for me to use my voice to save it. This is the decision that did not cause me happiness. For years after, we struggled to pay for things, our bills, our mortgage, either lying to others that nothing had happened or enduring judgment and pity of the truth. The weight of this decision overpowered me to a point where I thought a high school graduation, in my eyes, was questionable. But we're here. But a life lived in persecution of being yourself is not a life. It is not the challenge, adversities, or hardships that define you. It is how you handle that and persevere. That is what you create, and that is what you define. And we don't have to be perfect when we persevere. The media, cinema, literature often tells us that we have to be the perfect underdog. Otherwise, what's the point? And we believe this. Trust me, I don't think all of us would have gone flocking to the theaters to see the Avengers defeat Thanos, almost defeated, at least the second time. So whatever we are avenging in our lives, in our careers, do it with absolute confidence. Trying with the fear of failure is not trying. Be proud of the bruises you accumulated, of your scraped knees. It is the sign of a fighter. When employers are asked what they think of our Chargers, they think of hardworking, dedicated, and integrity. When they think of this class, the class of 2022, I hope they think of resilience, kindness, and compassion. So class of 2022, I do not wish you sole happiness. I wish you resilience when things get tough, kindness when the world is cold, and compassion when you may feel yourselves grow cold. I wish for us the ability to navigate the future spaces that we are in. It won't be easy, but the University of New Haven has prepared us. To leave you all with one message: live. And to those who have never been able to go to a student government meeting for 3 hours on a Friday afternoon, I brought this with me. All right, all those in favor of adjourning our time here as the class of 2022, please say aye. All those opposed? That's what I thought. All right, congratulations, class of 2022. We have adjourned our time here.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the class of 2022. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Ali Gobazi for taking a chance on me, Dr. Ibrahim Bagili for supporting me throughout my time at the university, and my parents who have supported me throughout my entire life. As we gather here today to reflect on our time as Chargers and to look forward to the future, I'd like to share a story about how a little extra involvement changed my life. It took me almost 7 years to graduate from Penn State. I had a 2.3 GPA, a BS in computer engineering, and no job lined up. I applied to several graduate schools, including the University of New Haven, and was rejected by every single one. This was not unexpected. However, I had some hope to overturn this decision. Prior to completing my bachelor's degree, I was able to spend a summer doing research with Dr. Brittinger and Dr. Junghui Zhao, both professors here at the University of New Haven. They recommend that I email the department head, Dr. Ali Gobazi, for his support. To my surprise, Dr. Gobazi remembered the unkempt researcher next to his office, who spent the better part of the summer making an absolute mess of the place, with random bits of electronics lying about. That was me. I had been doing a poor job attempting to recreate an experiment. I was unable to produce the results that other researchers were reporting, and I had no idea why. Frustrated, I decided to look into my failed results, and to my surprise, the very complications that I experienced produced a novel new way to mask information. I was able to turn my failure into a discovery. In his return email, Dr. Gobazi commended my efforts and made a special request for admissions to give my application a second look. They did, and I was accepted. Since then, I've been able to maintain a 3.96 GPA, make friends with people working at the White House, NSA, CIA, FCC, create a personalized message for 2 different billionaires, submit research to the Digital Forensics Research Conference, and secure a position at Lockheed Martin. All of this because I did what many of us have done throughout our time at the university. I put a bit of extra effort to distinguish myself. Throughout our time as students, we participate in career fairs, competitions, clubs, research opportunities, all of which provided us a chance to get involved, learn new skills, deepen our passions. Each was an experience, a chance to distinguish ourselves in a group with new people and perhaps make new connections. Looking forward, we must remember that being able to distinguish ourselves isn't limited to our time as Chargers. These opportunities exist wherever we go in many different forms. The University of New Haven provides us with these experiences in and out of the classroom explicitly because they want us to make the most out of our time as Chargers. They want us to learn how to get involved, to be critical thinkers, and to expand our networks. While we are accepting our degrees here today, it is important to remember that learning can occur at any point in our lives. Whether we have already discovered and established our interests or are still learning to get involved. We can step forward in any community business, or organization in an effort to better distinguish ourselves. Some of us may feel we lack the ability to distinguish ourselves. Maybe we struggle through our courses or are lacking self-confidence. Maybe we weren't the best student. Maybe we didn't get involved in as much as we could have. Or maybe we landed a cushy new job that allows us to put in minimal effort. The reality is that in earning a degree, we each possess the skills and ability to make an impact, to make a difference. The possibilities are endless. Everything we do is already an expression of ourselves. The work we hand in, the projects we pursued, the assignments we completed are a reflection of each one of us. We may not be proud of all of them, but we can always learn from them, use them to improve, build confidence, and sometimes even use them to give a commencement speech we are severely underqualified to give. Everything we do is an opportunity. I hope we use the opportunities to make the people and communities who have supported us proud. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Enoch, and welcome to Lockheed. For you and Sophia, just great speeches. Nice, well done. The Provost, Danielle Wozniak, will now present the candidates for academic degrees as a group, and the President will confer the academic degrees en masse. Once this has been completed, the respective deans will present individual candidates to the President. Please hold your applause until all the degrees have been awarded to the candidates. Thank you.
Mr. President, as Provost, I now have the honor to present the candidates for academic degrees. I ask that they rise and remain standing until their degrees have been conferred. Candidates from the Tagliatella College of Engineering, please stand. Candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences, please stand. Candidates from the School of Health Sciences, please stand. These candidates have completed their prescribed courses of study and have been examined and recommended by the faculty. Mr. President, I now ask you to confer on these candidates the respective degrees for which they are qualified.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you, each of you, the degree for which you have been recommended, and admit you to the rights, honors, and responsibilities of educated individuals. We ask that graduates and their families remain in their seats until the ceremony is completed as a show of respect for the achievement of all of those receiving degrees today. Please be seated. One moment. At this time, we would like to recognize a special member of the class of 2022 who will always be in our hearts. Please, quiet. Last month, Raymond Roll, a computer engineering major, tragically died due to injuries sustained in a motor vehicle accident. During a memorial on campus celebrating his life, Raymond's classmates and professors spoke highly of him and of his dedication, intellect, and ambition. The Roll family is with us today to accept Raymond's degree. Please know we grieve with you and that you will always be a part of the Charger family.
Mr. President, as Dean of the Tagliatella College of Engineering, it is now my pleasure to present the individual candidates for their degrees.
Abdur Rahman.
Raymond Roll.
Tiffany Amanda Edwards. Syria Liana McCullough. Grishma Bantu. Arvind Kumar Apache Kumar. Rachel Rebecca Porter. Yamini Ranganathan. Pritam Narendra Soni. Abiola Mustafa Oratade. Shade Dana Ebanks. Giles Christian Rosa. James Lancelot. Ricky Kaufman. Brittany Denard. Jessica Rose Lackey. Kiana Amber Masonette. Elizabeth Evelyn Cody. Jamie Kirsch. Jelani Ashley Lawrence. Kyle Charles Froelich. Destiny Tasia Prosper Wood. Karen Vargas. Samantha Ashley Steele. Shamsul Haq Yusufzai Sr.
Faradala Gi Hanan.
Salvadine Kvergic. Gilberto Valentin Jr. Adam John Rocha. Neelam Pal. Sushma Puligila. Asnat Setiel Moshe. Raven Simone Linton. Mariah Danielle Anthony. Dibesh Mala. Giselle Yvette Calazo Velodas. Richard Bowers Bolkin. Ryan J. Faustini. Xiaoshua Peng. Akash Chandrakant Dage. Neil Awadut Sawant.
Shreya Hemchin Chitari.
Manpreet Kaur. Desiree Lazare Venance Matuba. Naresh Venkataramanan. Biplab Mandal. Enoch Wang. Lisa Pollock. Vijay Kumar Nandigam. Siddharth Anantashiva Gurunathan. Ashwini Dattatray Joshi. James Lewis Innesell. Nagiredi. Nathan Shelb Reed. Samantha L. Annunziata. Christopher David Paterzo, Jr. Robert Allen Chenkis, Jr. Umer Mohsen Mohammed. Ritwik Garuda. Kunal Danetkar. Anirudh Chundaru. Henil Mahesh Kumar Patel. Nisar Kumar Bharatbhai Patel. Kishan Harikrushnabai Patel. Sorav Aich.
Pragav Prakanasha
Shnit
Patel.
Mansukbai Kakadia.
Bhargav Prakanasha Patel.
Sai Raviteja Garikipati. Vamshi Dara. Saron Hagos. Grace Mandata. Shivani Santosh Kapdi. Fazl Mehdi Asghar Mehdi Sayed. Jasani DMR Spencer. Charita Shri Jayarami Reddy.
Kirthi Lavanswari Pasala.
Pavan Kumar Bagaguni. Eshvant Gali. Bindu Ramayasri Yaragunta.
Ranjit Parajuli.
Nicholas Mark Lefton. Robert Lumbra Sweet Jr. Justin P. Stelmack. Elissa Joan Nuzzo. Matthew Joseph Garcia. Peter John Harrisimovich. Ethan David Kaczynski. Jacob Charles Joseph Corley. James John Blum. Victor Biblikai. Sean Philip Valley. Nicholas George Kern, magna cum laude. Blake A. Jandro. Thomas J. Voita. Trey Allen Avery. Christopher C. Fallen. William John Gaggan. Salah M. Latulip. Stephen Morais Aitio, cum laude. Charles Rosario Barone IV, magna cum laude. Bobby Joe Haywood III. Brandon J. Trundy. Benjamin Michael Greenfield, cum laude. Benjamin Joseph Plazik, magna cum laude. Abad Ghaffar. Jake Willard Chamberlain. Justin Gregory Rocco. Eric Michelle David. Logan Andrew Cole. Willa Ann Roberts, cum laude. Gregory R. Marmurowski. Stephen R. Martino. Giancarlo Luis Consiglio, cum laude. William John Sipos III, magna cum laude. Raimundo Bowden Bigelbull. Carmen Patricia Poche. Jared Stephen Crystal. Hunter Patrick Duffy. Devika Diana Singh, cum laude. Tyler J. Hackett. Brian P. McKee. Rufus Lee Stewart III. Antonio Lionel Lopez. Demetrius Alexander Bay Hollyman. Colin Michael Dunn. Joshua Darren Rosado. Carl Volk. Anthony Michael Rajunas, cum laude. Andrew Paul Manfredi, cum laude. Earl Nelson C. Abayo, cum laude. Christian Camargo. Peter T. Luong. Orion B. Duffy, magna cum laude. James Vincent Durante, Jr. Wadat Abbas Rizvi. Emily A. Levine, magna cum laude. Richard James Allen, Jr. Ryan Matthew Capizzello. Mackenzie Rose Myers, cum laude. Shangi Dorje Sherpa. Malvin Emmon. Thomas Jake Kittleberger. John Joseph Luffman. Sean Elias Connolly, cum laude. Christopher John Westbrook, magna cum laude. Jamel Boajaj, magna cum laude. Jacob Iwanicki, magna cum laude. Andrew Warren Amaranti. Stacy Rose Batarazzi, magna cum laude. Allison Marie Sawicki, summa cum laude. Damian Mario Francis. Marianne Frances Simafranca Liu. Wade Joseph Cardoza. Alexander Robert Vita, magna cum laude. Stephanie Ann Lewis, magna cum laude. Trin No, summa cum laude. Cara Ann Capaccio, cum laude. Elizabeth Jane Kavanaugh, magna cum laude. Karen Peter. Jordan M. Tevano. Florencio Waldo Carminati. Emilio Jose Rivera Rivera. Malaika Ngandwe Cecile Matumbu. Jessica Maria Valentino, cum laude. Paula M. Garcia Gonzalez, summa cum laude. Pedro da Fonseca Correa Hetor Aparicio, cum laude. Alvaro Espeleta, magna cum laude. Juan Felipe Tobon Rua, magna cum laude. Dominic P. DeNicolo. Joshua Taylor Bartholomew, summa cum laude. Christopher Martin Howard, magna cum laude. Janeel Dharmesh Shah. Cameron Andrew Clark. Rachel DeMeo, cum laude. Sophie Ross. Jelani Joshua Herbert. Christopher John Root. Jared Blue. Jason Donovan Smith. Darren Ross Brumberg. Maxwell Connor Anderson, magna cum laude. Nicholas John DeAndrea. Gerald Arthur Sorensen III. Sebastian A. Prieto. Joshua Verderami. Angus Ruri Foden. Haley Jane Smith, cum laude. Kirabel Zelalem Getu. Lisanne A. Price. Mohammed Khalid S. Al-Harbi. Christian A. Medina.
Mr. President, as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, it is now my pleasure to present the individual candidates for their degrees.
Sophia A. Martinez, cum laude. James Andrew DiFrancesco. Connor A. Loretti. Ashwin Badrinath. Crystal Rose Harris. Alyssa Nicole Tuccinardi. Grace Marie Robinson. Samantha Lee Tice. Miranda Lee Mansall. Brianna Maria McPhee. Cassandra Ellen Dupre. Sasha Nicole Clapp. Megan Catherine Chetner. Katarina S. Cusco. Sunena Reza Wahi. Christopher Herman Yakovone. Samuel William Rudolph. Louise Faye Benjamin. Jorge Higinio Bejarano Marchand. Anindita Mahanti. Elizabeth Jeanette Loring. Anthony Charles Richardson. Kathleen Marie Feliciano Oquendo. Sharon Kwok Parat. Ashley Marie Wills. Brianna R. Colatori. Sarah Anderson. Emily Warner Holtz. Alaya S. Pothamont. Megan Diane Sampson. Taylor Marie Good. Shakara Payne. Bradley Sean Miller. Kyla Alexa Arroyo. Nathaniel Robert Keegan. Ahmed Misfer Al-Harbi. Amanda Teresa Healy. Stephanie Opong. Lauren Renee Smith. Nancy Deep. Leslie Elizabeth Bonilla. Adeline Combs Murphy. Shannon McIntyre. Cynthia Mora Diaz. Vasiliki Turla. Arzu Kuwar. Vedatrai Chattopadhyay. Dominique Bush. Krista Maria Grajo. Kathleen Rose Kelly. Michelle Lee Greco. Rachel Marie Shapani.
Rashida Trisha Deanne O'Connor.
Richard C. Concepcion Jr. Valerie Dominique Majeski.
Rachel Ann Keeley.
Olamide Temitope Kalesanwo. Holden David Baranowski, magna cum laude. Shaylin Marie Kelly, magna cum laude. Matthew Michael Skinnis. David John Reed. James William Peck, cum laude. Lily LeSueur Malone, magna cum laude. Tyler John Garnett, magna cum laude. Devin Kelly Coons. Tamires Carvalho Rodella. Kedian Salem Rosario. Jerickson O'Neill. Madison Elizabeth McGee. Shay Baker Lobo. Samantha Lynn Palermo. Marley Grace Wood. Joseph Lawrence Musino, magna cum laude. Vivian Marissa Razik. Leah Artemisia Sanderson, magna cum laude. Akira A. Ingram. Ryan A. Dolce. Frank John Dowd III. Anna L. Garbowski. Alyssa Yesenia Estrada. Emily Nicole Brown, summa cum laude. Madison M. Oliver, cum laude. Katrina Lee Stoller. Jacob Maxwell Paul. Jeremy D. Tamaro, summa cum laude. Derek K. Nwobi. Aaron Frederick Ostroff. cum laude. Christopher Calhoun, Jr. Destiny Friday. Zachary John Pano, magna cum laude. Nicholas Jacob Meany, magna cum laude. Aaron Lamont Greer. Sky Amber Torres, summa cum laude. Anaïs Marie Noël Galter, cum laude. Diana Sofia Samudio Aguirre, magna cum laude. Eric James Alanan. Philip Matthew Piscatelli, cum laude. Seth Andrew Hennon, magna cum laude. Jesse Golding. David Alfredo Rodriguez Romero, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Bonica. Bailey Murray Fair. Braden Ray Van Sant, magna cum laude. Julie R. Dextrays. Winter Green. Lourdes Ann Perez. Meg Savon Megan Warren, magna cum laude. Kelly Marlene Daniels, summa cum laude. Abigail Francis Lee. Natalie Sinclair Simpson. Sydney Alexis Strasner. Tamara Schaff Laguna, magna cum laude. Chanel Yasmin Thompson. Nathan Anthony Mitnick, summa cum laude. Julia Marie Astrom. Brianna Rose Roselle, cum laude. Casey Emma Cullen, cum laude. Nicholas Samuel Faraci. Ethan Daniel Black, magna cum laude. Sophia Ann Montalbano, cum laude. Jenna May Rose McElrath, magna cum laude. Galeana Arazo Hernandez. Angelica Eureka Baggio, summa cum laude. Allison Catherine Santoli, summa cum laude. Riley Peyton Kalinsky. Brianne E. Sousa, magna cum laude. Christina Michelle Francisco, summa cum laude. Coralie del Mar Tirado Lugo, cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Siri. Amy Renee Sirachi, magna cum laude. Victoria L. Coviello, cum laude. Edwin A. Mora. Gabriella Jade Fonseca. Tessa Gabrielle Nastasia, magna cum laude. Olivia Ann Powers, summa cum laude. Selena Lisette Pacheco, summa cum laude. Michael George Patchen. Michaela Lynn Yatzko, magna cum laude. David Nelson Vega II. Nicholas Peter DeBias, cum laude. Emily Page Mendel, cum laude. Madison Rose Taylor. Julianne Marie Brown, summa cum laude. Shauna Alicia Etheridge, cum laude. Jamie Lynn Ward. Emma Lee Webb Rodriguez. Jillian May Uliberry, summa cum laude. Hannah Rose, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Luke. Kayla Robinson. Michelle Evelyn Nogai, cum laude. Courtney Taylor Babson. Evan Gray Johnson Cuthbertson. Benjamin James Schmidt. Brian Mizagatas. Sona Ray Benham, cum laude. Emily Margaret Padavallano, magna cum laude. Autumn Ray Ankton, cum laude. Leticia Reyes Vigier. Gina Giannotta, magna cum laude. Sandy Dayanara Borgia, summa cum laude. Carissa M. Hebler, cum laude. Miranda May Calhoun, magna cum laude. Jessica Ann Selvaggi Landry. Jessie Rose Shuby, cum laude. Bailey Kate Sheen. Haley Elizabeth Bradley. Hannah Jane Richardson, magna cum laude. Caitlin May Witt, magna cum laude. Janine Alicia Boone, cum laude. Taylor Shane Kandrak. Shazleen Oscar Khan. Kavis D. Canales Jenkins, magna cum laude. Kiara Jayani Byro. Tabitha L. Robledo, magna cum laude. Kelly Gemalexi Cordova, cum laude. Ryan Anthony Chabori. Isis Ayana Mack. Ryan Anthony Chabori. Elisa Marie Davies. Erin Nicole Butler, magna cum laude. Robert Michael Scalise, cum laude. Nora Ann Doonan. Killian M. Gruber, cum laude. Isabel Jacqueline Hayek, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Surratt, magna cum laude. Shalom Alberto Acerad. Christopher Lamarco. Justin M. Mikulowicz. Janae Mackenzie Van Birch. Destiny J. S. Mingo. Tia Chriselle Butler. Tiana D. Badju. Sadaf Coker. Cersei Arisnor. Princess Brianna Angelique Coble. Cameron Alexandra DeBose, summa cum laude. Luis Armando Flor. Edwin Adrian Villegas. Sheila Antonia Hernandez. Deshanae Andrews, cum laude. Shauna Lynn Foley. Allison Dawn McNeely, cum laude. Sophie M. Schreck. Olivia Beth Boyle. Gabriela Michelle Gonzalez, cum laude. Jasmine Y. Guevara. Nicholas Earl Zachman. Gina Lisa Cosgrave, cum laude. Emily Marie McDonough. Nicole Mika. Alexis F. Machado, cum laude. Kaylin Perella. Liana Riva Corvera, summa cum laude. Adriana Margaret Schuff, magna cum laude. Lindsay Rose Spader. Colby Justin Adams. Kristen Mary Petrillo, magna cum laude. Matthew T. Feeney Jr. Jocelyn Morgan Daly, cum laude. Allison Rose Sulo, cum laude. Mario J. Sinatra, magna cum laude. Ariana Bryn Weinstein. Isabella Venegas, magna cum laude. Albert Norman Tome, magna cum laude. Casey Scott Crawford. Nev Marie Bonazzo, magna cum laude. Nico de Jesus. Michaela Selena Seaborn, cum laude. Victoria Anna Aaliyah. Tiffany Diane Rivera Del Valle, cum laude. Delaney Kathleen Graber, magna cum laude. Allison Nicole Appy. Alexandria R. Lugal. Luke Thomas Smujinski. Lucy B. Gray, cum laude. Holden Anthony Greenhall. Jessica Rose Cartelli, magna cum laude. Brandon Joseph Hepler. Andrew Peter Giacino. Eric Timothy Bykowski, cum laude. Molly Ann Paulus, magna cum laude. Harley Louise DeMatteis, cum laude. Teresa Zangari, magna cum laude. Tierra G. Starks, cum laude. Shaylin Armida Stansel. Andrea Alverca. Jada Nicole Clark, magna cum laude. Jonathan Andrew Buckley. Zach C. Hess. Christopher Lewis Thora. Kevin Anthony Greco. Caitlin A. Burns, cum laude. Aaron N. Moran, magna cum laude. Alora Mariah Lovely, Danielle London, Megan S. Schweikert, Julian Michael Thomas, Christopher R. Gamelin, cum laude, Kayla Angelina Muchler, magna cum laude, Emma Dawn Dombrowski, magna cum laude, Victoria Rose Cagley, magna cum laude, Renee Lynn Giard, magna cum laude, Eve Alexis Hine, magna cum laude, Joanna Elizabeth Hernandez, cum laude, Angelina Gabrielle Razor, Alessia Madalena Rinaldi, Jacqueline S. Gonzalez, Ethan Carrig, cum laude, Jonathan Ryan Rodriguez, Joshua M. McGuggins, Sarah Grace Chagru, Sydney Elizabeth Vogt, Anna Marie Lewis, Matthew A. White, Brian Donnell Domingo Grace, Amanda Caroline Wilson, Janelle Ashley Johnson, Matthew Goodyear Smith, Jr.,
And last but not least, Mr. President, as Interim Dean of the School of Health Sciences, it is now my pleasure to present the individual candidates for their degrees.
Eileen McInerney O'Neill, Caitlin Acacia Andrus, Paris Jade Figueredo, Eva M. McDonald, Rashay L. Dyer, Jennifer Marie DeGrassa, Candace Janae Laster, Jacqueline Christine Mooney, Namanje K. Wally, Patricia Justina Obus, Jessica Nicole Brevard, Danny Din Dang, Joshua John Harp, Panayota Zorgas, Magda Wisaki, Mabintu Darbo, Luzan Ali Jadkarim, Anirudh Goyal, Kevin Israel Perez Camacho, Andreana C. Bowden,
Ruma Thakar.
Alyssa Mary D'Amico, Kenneth Rigg Cordero, Pavitra Etukuri, Saumya Sudha Mahesarabotla, Kiranben Rakesh Kumar Vikaria, Loveleen Kaur, Pravina Nambiar Kadoth, Melanie April Gale, Sai Kalyani Gudiwada, Praharsha Conde, Andrea Paula Camargo, Gabriela Conches, Jeremiah Sturgis, Adabola Modupe Olukoya, Sridipti Sahai Kancharla, Abdul Ilah Hatab Al-Subei, Andrew McClave, Samantha Marie Harold, Ryan Andrew Schaefer, Harrison Joseph Archipredi, Cynthia Yvette Banuelos Blessing, Angela Renee Riley, Ariel C. Duarte, Tahisha A. Bryan, Bridget Gallant, Denise R. Allen, Dominique D. Cunningham, Jonea Monet L. Muse, Cassidy Ray Sutherland, Taylor Lee, Samantha Insapanya, Allison Marie Quinlan, Kelsey Marie Miltonberger, High Honors, Stephanie Mary Nelson, High Honors, Danny Ferreira Seixas, High Honors, Catlin Teresa Granell, Vanessa Ann Riley, Cum Laude, Katarzyna Maria Bilas, Erica Elizabeth Prisbalowski, Mackenzie Brooke Harkins, Summa Cum Laude, Aaron E. Cerulli, Magna Cum Laude, Madison Rose Grande, Magna Cum Laude, Catherine Anya Schroeder, Summa Cum Laude, Erin Lynn O'Toole, Magna Cum Laude, Maritza Blanchard, Elizabeth Carey O'Donnell, Sydney Kolazinski, Daniel Eugenio Ponce, Sebastian Edward Sela, Brooke M. Ross, Julia Elizabeth Barton, Honors, Ashley Rose Berry, High Honors, Emily Danielle Jutras, High Honors, Jessica Hope Rodden, Honors, Elena M. Meehan, Honors, Josephine Patricia Brusso, High Honors, Alyssa Rose Antonowitz, High Honors, Matthew Nicholas Agresta, Sean Michael Bach, Brandy Nicole Babcock, Magna Cum Laude, Lauren Ouimet, Haley Zulema Ortiz Rivera, High Honors, Christina Angelique Cintron, Honors, Katie Ann Gray, High Honors, Catherine Grace Ciano, High Honors, McKenna Lee Gelsamini, Honors, Sophia Elizabeth Leonetti, High Honors. Isabel Claire Mabius. Grace Marie Donahue. Carly A. Pearson. Paige Elise Moore. Carlos A. Portilla. Francisco Bernard Gedge, summa cum laude. Chloe M. Stewart. Kaylee Danielle Gottschall. Angelina Joanna Rodriguez. Victoria Rebecca Perez Gonzalez, cum laude. Jessica Hunter Kealohilania Kavailiula Akiona, summa cum laude. Katie Nia Mason. Ashlyn D. Harris, magna cum laude. Christina Maria Peterson. Ryan Monet Hall. Alice Jinsol Yi, magna cum laude. Sarah Lynn Licata. Richler Garel Lewis, cum laude. Eleanor Akosua Ajamli, cum laude. Corinne Nicole McVeigh. Liana Osvinskaya. Jessica Tapia. Cassidy Anne-Marie Jenny. Paige Marie Campanelli.
Amy Charlotte Warren.
Erica Gray Main, high honors. Christopher Ethan Potts. Jenna Marie Wojacek, honors. Bridget Mary Mendonça. Chase Marie Phillips. Megan Elizabeth McLaughlin, cum laude. Daniela Castañon Hernandez. Marina Joan Price, cum laude. Reese Elizabeth Polver, high honors. Megan Dayer.
So, in the 18 years I've been president here, I've presided over probably close to 50 commencement ceremonies, and this class and this audience by far is the most enthusiastic I've ever experienced. It's like being at a Rolling Stones concert. That's my generation. So, and you also have some great dancers in your midst. On a more serious note, as we wait for everyone to get back to their seats, graduates, as the final action of these ceremonies, and to symbolize your passage into the community of scholars, please move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. I thought you were enthusiastic. I am pleased to welcome you into the university's Alumni Association, a network of nearly 64,000 individuals across the country and around the globe who are ready to assist you. At the conclusion of the ceremony, I encourage you to take part in a university tradition by ringing the alumni bell that is set up outside the amphitheater. I will leave you with this quote from retired four-star General Colin Powell. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Now is your time to shine and to leave your mark on the world. You have an obligation to serve in whatever way you believe will leave this planet better than it is today for future generations. I challenge you to embrace this responsibility. On behalf of all of our faculty and staff and our Board of Governors, I offer you our best wishes in all of your future endeavors. Finally, I now ask the guests to please rise and remain standing at your seats as the stage party and then the graduates exit. Congratulations again, class of 2022. And as always, go Chargers!